You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right?
What is up, Tube users? I'm the Stereotypical Gamer, and welcome back to another fantastically fun games for under $15. Today we are taking a look at one of my favorite games and one of my favorite fantasy series of all time, in Elder Scrolls 6 Skyrim. Now, I haven't played this game in quite some time. I believe I got it when it first came out, played through it entirely on Xbox, and then just never touched it again until just very recently when I saw that it was on sale on Steam for $10, and, I just thought I'd dive right back into it. And, man, I don't recall much things, but coming back and just reliving that opening scene here was just so nostalgic, and it is one of the best openings to a game in general, I believe. I think one of my favorite things about this game is the uniqueness of combat, because you have just a multitude of different ways to attack enemies, and while the hack and slash does kind of get repetitive, the use of magic, bows and arrows, and all these different things, just kind of depending on your class and what you want to play, you can really spec into and just have a really unique play style, and it's what makes this game so much fun. Now, I don't remember much of the story overall in this game, and I do think it is kind of weird, especially at this beginning part, because I was just about to get executed by these guards and now they're protecting me from the dragon. It's kind of weird and stuff like that, but I do love the kind of character building in this game of your character. I do remember just being able to train up and become this powerful god was a really satisfying feeling once the game ended. And most Bethesda titles kind of feel similar in a way. This kind of feels similar to just kind of the structure of Fallout in terms of looting, crafting, and stuff like that. And I think this game actually does a really good job of looting. It just feels really quick and smooth, and while it's not as great as Fallout 4 where you're still in-game and looting, there's that pause screen in this game for just doing different things. It's really quick and snappy, and it really doesn't take you out of things too much, and I really enjoy that. And I love the uniqueness of builds that you can do in this game. When you level up, you can spec into different talent trees, and there's just a plethora of different talent trees that all have their own trees of sorts, and it makes it really fun and fresh to just have new characters and kind of do a different playstyle in each run. And while I found myself just kind of going back to the same stuff that I knew and liked, I do like that it offers a bunch of different kind of playstyles. And I just love how simplistic the UI is in this game. You have your health bar at the bottom of the screen in red, you have your stamina in green to the right, and then you have your magic in blue to the left, and you just have a compass up top that will show the enemy's health that you're targeting, and that's it. It's just a really simplistic and beautiful, and just makes it so easy to just take in your surroundings and not have to worry about all these different things on your UI. Another thing I love about this game is how once you get out into the open world and start exploring these different kind of fast travel points that you get to, each of them feels really unique and has its own story, and I just love just going around and exploring these different places that I'll come across and just going through the lore of that. And I think that's a thing that the Bethesda games do so well. That, and they absolutely nail the opening out to the open world, as it were. The one problem with this one is it came up with this survival mode thing and kind of just ruined the immersion for a second, but oh my god, just stepping out into the cave and just seeing this world for the first time, it is absolutely gorgeous, and it still holds up. The colors are just magnificent. The just overall world of this game is just so vibrant, and it just kind of feels alive, which you don't really get from Fallout games because it's just a nuclear wasteland. And while stepping out of the vault in a Fallout game is really memorable because of you can kind of take in all your surroundings, I think this game just does it better because of the overall landscape of things. And because the world is just so vibrant and the landscapes just kind of shift really frequently, just kind of going from place to place, I find myself just exploring a lot more than actually doing quests and stuff, which I just love, because normally in Fallout games, I do kind of stick to the quest and kind of stick to the guided paths, but here I just find myself exploring more just because it feels more vibrant and I can do that. Like, it doesn't feel like there's a wall of death claws just blocking me off from certain areas like there does in certain Fallout games. But enough about the good, let's go over some of the bad aspects of this game. I think one of the things I just don't find that fun in this game is the kind of hack and slash of just kind of blocking and doing a strong attack and a quick attack and stuff like that. It does get really repetitive quickly, and I didn't like that, but I do love that there is just different styles. You don't have to go for like a hack and slash. You can go for a magic build, you can go for kind of like a ranged build and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different ways to play, but yeah, I didn't find just hack and slashing to be that fun. And I think a reason for that is it just didn't feel like the weapon attacks were impactful. Like, you'll get like a blood animation, but like the enemies won't stagger. They don't like feel like they're taking your attacks, and that's kind of what I want from a melee attack. Like, you'll get it with like strong attacks if you land those, but like just short attacks just don't feel like they do anything, and it doesn't feel like they have any sort of impact, which I really feel like this game is missing. Now, I think this is probably just a problem with me not looking it up, but I did find that switching to weapons to magic and stuff and having to pause and go into the menu for that did seem a little bit clunky. I feel like I remember it being like smoother, that you can just like press a button and kind of switch it over, but I didn't find that. I didn't really look all that much into the stuff, but there wasn't any sort of tutorial for that in the time that I played, so it was just one thing that was small and a little bit clunky. And yeah, that's all the bad I really have to say about this game. I think even though it does feel kind of old, the graphics are a little bit dated and stuff like that, it still holds up really well just because of the coloration of things, and just the amount of like fauna around the world does make it feel vibrant and alive compared to just like other Bethesda titles. I don't know if it's just a random, but the executions you get for like finishing off an enemy and getting that slow motion animation is really satisfying. And it's funny because I don't remember the music in this game all too well, but coming into the loading screen, hearing like that loading screen music, getting into combat and hearing the combat music did bring me back to a nostalgic time, because I just totally like picked it up as soon as I heard it, and it is a really good soundtrack, and the pacing of the music is really well done. Like, when you get into combat, it just kind of blends in naturally to the kind of ambient music that's going on just in normal times. And I think what Skyrim does so well compared to just other open world games is give you the freedom of exploring. You know, a lot of other open world games kind of block you off from different areas because you need to complete different missions before you can get to it, or you need to be a higher level in order to get to it because the enemies are too high of level for you to fight and stuff like that. But you don't really get that from Skyrim. Yeah, there are some areas that are blocked off, but overall the freedom of exploration in this game is really well done. And I love the character customization in this game too. I forgot that there is so many different races that you can play as, and each has their own unique traits about them. And the amount of customization, I mean, it's basically like Fallout 4's customization, where you have just the amount of depth that you can put into your character's features is really fun and just really interesting. I didn't end up doing a whole lot of it because I just wanted to get into the game, but I really appreciate they have that amount of customization just in the base game. And I love that there's not like really quest markers. Yeah, there's like points on the map where it shows like kind of main quest areas and stuff like that, but just going out and just to these different areas and just finding quests that are a part of that area is really fun, because I love just exploring and just having a quest to do while I'm exploring around this area that I'm gonna just kind of do regardless. Is just really fun for me. And I just like it compared to Fallout games, where Fallout games kind of get repetitive with like, oh, go fetch this thing, go talk to this person, and stuff like that. You kind of just stumble upon quests in this game, and the kind of objectives for this quest is more exploring in the area rather than just like having to fetch this thing for this person and stuff like that. And I really like how they're done in this game. But that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, comment any other fantastically fun games for under $15 you guys know of, and I definitely will check them out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.